Hello, YouTube. Y'all here? That's the night that the lights went out in Georgia. That's the night that they hung an innocent man. Well, don't trust your soul to no backwoods southern lawyer. Cause the judge in the town got bloodstains on his hand. I don't know how this song applies. I was thinking about these lawyers. All right, so the story continues. I don't see anybody here. Are y'all here? Here's somebody. Deandra Jamerson. Hi, Deandra Jamerson. Hi, Prima Wanda. Congratulations. You just got married, right? God before everything. Well, apparently the story is continuing, people. Hi, Sparkle Covington. It's Z. The story is continuing about the lady, Miss Hood, in Chicago, and her son, who it's being said that she instructed her son to come into a restaurant. He saw his mother getting beat up. He killed the person who was beating up his mother, right? That was the case. Initially, they were arrested. People were speculating as to what would happen with the criminal case, what they would be charged with. And to my surprise, maybe to other people's surprise, a couple of days later, they dismissed all charges and let not only him, but the mother as well, let them both go, stating that they couldn't prove a case like that, right? Basically siding with the fact that the boy had defended his mother. I myself, I would agree. I think the way it went down, what choice did the kid have? I mean, somebody is got your mother on the ground, punching her in the face. What else you gonna do? You have a loaded gun in your pocket. I thought it would come down to him having access to a firearm that easily. Probably the gun was in the car. She was in there buying food, so she probably had either she had her purse or her wallet with her. But she told him, apparently we haven't seen the text, to bring the gun into the come on. Sit right here. Come over here. Ding dong. Be quiet. I might have to take the child out. My nerves is bad. More than likely the car was the gun was inside the car, but she did have a license to carry the weapon. They will certainly be justified in defending themselves, but a person died, right? And the details, kind of sketchy. I mean, whether she instructed him to follow him out and put the other bullets in him, or did she actually instruct him to kill somebody else? It all happens in moments. It was all reactionary. I would just say it was a good outcome. It was a great outcome for that family. However, that was yesterday. Now we see that a woman is actually suing the city for wrongful prosecution, which is a farce. I mean, they didn't prosecute him. If they didn't prosecute you, they held you for a couple of days and let you go. I don't think you have a case for wrongful for prosecution. But wrongful arrest, apparently, some of these shyster lawyers, they saw the case on TV. They see a coin in it. They see money in it. And I don't believe that was that woman's idea. They used to call them ambulance chasers, right? They would have their radios and they would listen for the lawyers, listen for accidents, and they would rush to the scene of the accident and hand out their car to the person on the stretcher bleeding to death. That's what you call an ambulance chaser, right? They were chasing lawsuits. This is a similar type situation. They see a case. They're not really concerned about what happened in their place, but they figured that we could sue it. We can get money out of this. So they're putting this woman in this situation. So I don't know that I would blame the woman for this decision to sue. She's probably talked into it. More than likely, like most of us, she's not a wealthy woman. Somebody come and tell you we can get 100,000, 200,000, whatever. They start throwing around these big numbers, which they're going to siphon off of most of it anyway. But they convinced her we have a lawsuit. I would say, lady, be grateful for what you got. Be grateful. Just be grateful. You think you shouldn't be grateful? Woman, take a coke pipe, take a crack pipe and a small $5 rock outside your door and walk across the street. I bet you your ass won't be walking away in one day from that, honey. I've seen people arrested for the silliest bullshit and still sitting in jail. People got years for selling weed. People have been wrongly accused for everything you can think of, honey, who have actually not done the crime and still been convicted of it. You walked away from a death, a murder, honey. How are you going to say, now, let me stop. Because I understand what it's like for a person who's not used to having money, and this could be their one opportunity. If I can be paid, I want to be paid, right? It's just an opportunity presented by these shyster lawyers, right? But you guys walked away. That was a miracle. I don't think anybody was expecting that. Some of us were expecting, you know, one or the other of you to be let go. Maybe the kid would just get a little bit of time or probation or something like that. But we never expected to just a few days later for you to walk out of the jail free, right? Sometimes you do have to be grateful. You have to talk to your God, honey. Don't talk to these shyster ass lawyers who just in it to get a coin. Now they're gonna drag you through the courts. You're gonna have your name all in the newspapers, and they're gonna drag it out and drag it out and drag it out. Meanwhile, and then charge it to I don't know who in the hell is gonna pay them. I don't think you got a case, but I'm not a lawyer, right? So you can't trust what these people do, Ms. Hood. When they drag you through this, they're going to put your family in danger because you know you live in Chicago. You know they got all these gangbangers. We don't know what kind of family the dead man has. We don't know what kind of connections that person has. We don't know if people will seek revenge against you. We don't know how many these people actually know where you live, where you go to school, where you go to church. You see how they kill each other. These niggas was killing each other for the color of somebody's tennis shoes, right? What do you think is going to happen if they decide to retaliate against you? These lawyers do not care. They don't care, honey. They're going to convince you that they care. They don't give a shit. It's their job. Now I understand everybody got to get paid. Everybody got to get a nickel out of this, out of whatever opportunity they get, right? But they're going to use you. And even if you were to win some money from the city, which I think is an uphill battle, they're going to take most of it. They'll find a way. That's why they're there, honey. What y'all think? So the woman, she got out. That was yesterday's news. Before I decided not to report because I just talked about it earlier in the day about the actual incident, and then a little bit later they dropped the charges, and then and now you're suing. What you suing for? They let you go in a few days, a couple of days. Girl, I did years in prison for shoplifting. I'm just telling you the truth. My first time I went to prison, it was for shoplifting. I don't think the shit was worth $50, right? And I wasn't the only one. They put you on probation. You violate the probation, throw your ass in prison, right? You walked away from a killing. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to be. I don't want to be a hater or anything. And it ain't wrong with everybody getting paid, but don't let these people, these lawyers, make a fool out of you and use you for their benefit. See, because they get not only a monetary, they're not only interested in the case for monetary reasons, but they also get to pump it for publicity. Nobody ever heard of them lawyers. And now they're all over TV, right? And they will be until the case is settled. So I mean, I'm just saying, don't let them use you. How y'all doing today? Thank you. Just got married. Went to the chapel and we went and got married. Went to the chapel and we. Best of luck to you, honey, in your marriage. Let's hope it lasts forever. Mm-hmm. I love the idea of marriage. People getting together. Mm-hmm. Congrats on your marriage. Y'all say congratulations to Primo Wanda. She's been a regular on here since we started, really. Started this channel. Killing people is wrong. The mom is wrong. Okay. should have been avoided. Okay. So happy mother and child not charged, but it is wise for her. But is it wise for her to sue the media? Honey, I hope they're not going to find a way to retaliate against her in this. You know, a lot of people get in trouble with all this suits and things. Look at Jesse Smollett. He from that came in the same town. Didn't Jesse Smollett threaten to sue city of Chicago for harassing him or some shit? And they ended up refiling the case. I'm just saying, sometimes you got to be grateful, honey. Prisons are packed with people. They could have took your son and locked him away for at least until he was 21. They could have done that, but they didn't. And we're all celebrating that. Justice finally swung in our way. Of course, you said police. The police follow procedure for a shooting. The right out. He went from a $3 million bail, honey, to zero. Let you go. That doesn't happen every day. So of course, if somebody is dead, they're going to take somebody to jail, girl. If they're going to just investigate just the initial incident, they don't just let you go at the car. Somebody say, "Oh, they did her wrong. They should never have arrested her." Girl, I'm not tripping too much on Miss Hood being in jail for 2 or 3 days. I'm sorry. She got on there. They told her to cry. You know, whatever. That's the lawyers, what they do. I don't know about these lawyers. Sometimes they're good, but not always, honey. They're going to ride on your back to get themselves some fame and probably some money, some kind of way. Don't give them nothing. Don't give them no money. Oh, no, we need money for the no, honey. You wanted to take this case, and then go ahead and take it. You're going to do it all, baby. Don't trust your soul to no backwoods Southern lawyer. She should sue the state of the estate. God ain't got no estate, girl. Deandra, what you talking about? She should sue the estate of the guy that hit her. But he doesn't have anything, obviously. Hell no. Boy, they over there buying them. What were they buying? Hot dog sandwiches? He ain't got no money. He ain't got no money. She ain't got no money. Just regular folks, honey. So someone brought up, and this is true also, they could just as easily, if one of these shysters get a hold to the family of the guy who was clearly in the wrong, they could sue them for wrongful death because the kid actually did kill him, and at her instruction, right? So it could go all kinds of ways, honey. Let that go. Be grateful. Fall on your knees and thank God that you escaped that mess, man. Don't stay mad at a dead person. He's gone. It happened. I don't know what kind of neighborhood she lives in. I would be very concerned about it, though. Defamation of character, Alyssa says. You defame my character. You said I told my son to murder somebody. Well, I mean, what can you say, Ms. Hood? I mean, there are eyewitnesses, girl, that you did that. I'm not saying that it's wrong that you did that, right? If somebody jumped on me in some place, somebody I was defenseless against, knocked my ass out, told me they're gonna knock me out, and I have a nephew in the parking lot, and I have a pistol in the glove compartment. Hell yeah, I'm telling him to come in. Well, I'm just say there, just get beat up by a grown ass man. No, of course he came in. He walked in on a situation and reacted. It was reactional. Yes, some people will say he shouldn't have access to a gun. We should say all kind of shit. We don't know what's going to happen until it happens. You let somebody go over there and knock your mama down. Don't tell them what you're going to do. It depends on what's near you. Might be a brick, could be a knife, could be a gun. I guess in that area, it must be necessary to have a gun because she certainly got a permit. They permitted her. He got what he deserved. Yeah, I hate domestic violence, particularly between men and women. I mean, between anybody really. But a man is just a stronger vessel. I mean, it wasn't like she was trying to fight him back or anything. He just went and said, "I'm gonna knock you out. If you talk, I'm gonna knock you out." How bad of a conversation could it have been? I mean, what are they going to argue about? Who get their hot dog first? Who got the last packet of mustard? That guy was a ticking time bomb. And if it didn't happen with her, it'd probably happen with somebody else. How you doing, Charles Dawson? How you doing, lovely one? Alicia, she mad at him, honey. I mean, the cops. Well, generally speaking, we're not on the cops' side, right? We always want the black person to get some kind of break because we never get them. But in this instance, I would say they treated that woman and her son fairly. As I told you, they locked me away for 3 years in prison for shoplifting, girl. Was that right? See, all these people, the prisons in California, we have more people in prison than anywhere in the country. It is a machine, right? Because after you go the first time, then they got you on parole and you just keep on going and keep on going. Come on. To kill somebody, honey. I was thinking they were going to try to hit him with manslaughter or conspiracy, something like that. But they didn't get anything. So good for you, Chicago. You did a good thing. And it speaks to these people who think they're invincible and they can just abuse people that way. This is not your world. You can't just come in. You probably came in there and jumped in the line. Give me my shot. You know how they are. Hardheads. Probably pushed her out of the way, jumped in the line or some shit like that, child. I don't see how that woman could have been the aggressor. I just don't see it. The lawyer's gonna get her in all kind of mess though. And other family starts fucking with them. Because we can't get around the man is dead. Their argument would be that they followed them out and kept on shooting them. You can't let somebody like that walk away from you, man. You can't. He would have came back for him. Right? He would have did worse. If he's willing to do that in a crowded restaurant in front of tons of witnesses, men and women, of course he's going to come. That guy had to go. And that girlfriend, she should be grateful, honey, because she escaped the bullet. Maybe she hadn't been with him that long and she didn't know what, but what the hell would be funny about him beating up on a woman? You should have just reacted as a woman. You could have said, "No, baby, now come on, baby, let's go." That would be your role. He told you. Uh-huh. So the one, Miss Hood, wanted her dead too. You're lucky that she didn't wrestle that gun away from her son, because I believe that she was wrestling away the gun to get your ass. You got away. God before everything. Charles Dawson, did you see that Prima Wanda got married? You came in kind of late. You got her a husband, honey. She lives in the Wild Wilds. Is that what? Alicia, you live in Chicago? Was he diagnosed with a mental problem? How he's a violent ass nigga. He ain't all that unusual, honey. A lot of them carry on like that. Believe me, I know. The Canada wildfires have reached Chicago. Oh my God! God before everything, the fires have reached all the way to Chicago. We can understand New York City was covered in that. So is that the cloud, has the smoke moved from New York, or is it now covering all the way from New York to Chicago? That's a lot of area all the way to the Midwest, honey. Mm-hmm. At one time last year, when they had those fires in Bay Area, it was like a horror movie. You went outside and the whole sky was red. Mm-hmm. What good would that be if I had got a target on my back? Okay, so lovely one, you're saying they should move. Uh he's a young boy. He's 14 years old, right? We all know what this gang life is like, and we know that it's pervasive in Chicago. I don't know. He's got to go to school by himself. His mother's not going to be with him with her gun. Everybody's not prepared to move, though. Everybody, you can't just pack my stuff up in my car and just move, honey. I have a job. I have responsibilities. I don't know. If they have the means to just move and write this whole thing off, then I would say probably do that. But we don't know. We don't know what the situation is there. We don't know if she's going to, I guess in the next few days, we'll find out if she's actually being harassed by anybody. Right. We don't, as far as we know, the women in that boy's family could be just like him. We just don't know. I know many people who have moved out of Chicago, though. A couple at my church has said their whole family ended up in San Francisco because they fled Chicago and the violence there and their teenage boys there, and they don't want them to die there. I mean, imagine walking into a school after a situation like that and you got off scot-free. Imagine that. These youngsters, they're not nice people. They're not. They're kids. And they're hotheads, a lot of them. Right? Trying to prove themselves. Maybe it would be enough to just send the kid away to another relative for a while. I don't know. One of my books I did that. One of my books, this similar situation happened. What was it? It was the Epiphany. And the mother sent the boy off to Tennessee to work on the farm. She sent him away to protect him, get him out of a dangerous area and dangerous situation. Ronay says, I honestly think the son heard them fighting and grabbed the gun and went in because she was yelling for him to go back in the car. Okay, so you're saying she wasn't inviting him into the restaurant. She was telling him to go back to the car. He heard someone fighting with his mother, grabbed the gun, came in. As he's coming in, his mother's getting beaten. That could happen, and that's probably the way the prosecution saw it as well. But remember now, these people, the prosecution, they came to the same conclusion, honey, that it was justifiable. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Renee, it could happen that way. We're just assuming that the people are right when they say that she gave all these instructions and things. She may not have even been in the frame of mind to be given all these instructions. Right? A lot of people believe, though, she wanted to get the gun, not to put it away, but to kill the girl, who apparently was primary. She's probably young, hothead herself, just hollering and screaming, Unfortunate all the way around. But yeah, I was very happy about it. I was happy about the way Chicago handled it. And let's hope that these lawyers do not get that woman in a whole bunch of other messes, right? Hello from Louisiana. How you doing, cowboy? Yesterday I said you spelled your name with a C. That doesn't make any sense. Of course it would be a C. You spell it with a K. Cowboy 2003. Louisiana. A lot of people done fled Chicago. I know that's the main reason my mama wanted to get out of the projects when I was a boy, about that age, 14, 15. Her thing was to get us out the project before I got my ass killed, because people were starting to drop right when they start turning teenagers, 17, 18, 19 years old. And we were able to, we moved to the suburbs, and I didn't get in trouble after that. When I was there, though, I was constantly trying to prove myself. So I was a horrible thief. I got popular because I stole so good. But it was right. You need to get your kids away from that mess. And unfortunately, a lot of times it is the teenagers, the young people. He got stressors already to school. They start around that age, you know. Mm-hmm. Yeah, if it's possible, if she has the funds to get away from town, she should talk to them lawyers. Listen, you want to pursue a lawsuit? First thing we need to do is secure my family and myself, right? And not in Chicago. Move them away somewhere. Or could you just use that for a reason just to leave? You know, we don't know how happy she is with the situation there anyway. Baby, you put up you a GoFundMe for moving expenses, girl. You get that shit 30 minutes. You have enough money to move, down payment, everything. This is the new modern age. You have an emergency on your hands that everybody has seen, honey. And a lot of people will say, go, girl, go. Here's 100. Let's see. Okay. She was looking both her son was quickly found not guilty. They weren't found not guilty. They never even went to trial or court. That's why you can't prove wrongful prosecution, because you were never prosecuted. You could only expect to be in jail long enough to go over the incident. I mean, it was only a few days, right? I have lots of family in Chicago right now. They live out, I think, in the suburbs, you know. Ganza, if you run into me again, you're treating me to Red Jade. We got to find somewhere else, Ganza, because the Red Jade, I eat in there every day. That's where I get most of my meals. The Red Jade is less than a block from me. So you ran into me, Kansa? You're not the lady I went to dinner with, are you? Is that you? That's Grace Jones in your thumbnail. They've come from Chicago right to Indianapolis. I heard Naptown got some issues over there. We always had, what would it used to be called? I know we had the Hallville projects and the downtown area, or right outside downtown. What was it called? That was the inner city. That was I guess we called it the ghetto. We didn't have it like Chicago, but there's violence there. There's violence everywhere. Anywhere where you got young people and guns, you're gonna have violence, unfortunately. Indianapolis, though, it seems like everybody lives way out in suburbs. When I go visit my sisters, you got to drive an hour and a half to go get a gallon of milk, honey. I said, damn, one lives this side of town, then you drive for an hour to this side of town. All of Walmart in Chicago. Oh, I saw that today, lovely one. I saw that they said what stores are closing in the next, I don't know, a few months from all across the country, and most of them were all in Chicago. We only lost one more. We don't have one in San Francisco, but there were two, I believe, in Oakland, and we lost one of those. But Chicago had like, what was it, 8 of them? They moved out of the whole state, out of the whole city at least. Mm-hmm. Walmart's closing a lot of stores, honey. And there's a lot of people saying the stores, when you went to them, there were long lines. But All retail is taking a hit. You met me on Muni. Oh, you were going to Oakland? And you were so embarrassed. This was before COVID. Oh, are you the one that said, Timothy? As we were going to Oakland? I go to Oakland once a week to my church, or at least then it was going once a week. We down to once a month now. Okay, I remember that, Ganza. That was the incident. That was cute to be noticed, recognized, like I'm a celebrity. Hi. Hello. Hello. I want to thank everyone I stepped on to get to the top. That's happened to me 3 or 4 times. People have recognized, small place. India's got issues. I haven't been back in, what was it? I don't remember. 8 years, something like that. 7, 8 years. Yeah, I heard some of the areas are getting bad. Plus, when I was there, everybody was either black or white, right? We were there in the beginning of busing. I think I was the second year of busing is when I went to John Marshall High School. So now my sisters tell me that's an all Mexican neighborhood now. Not that there's anything wrong with Mexican people, but the area has changed now that everybody's not black and white. They have Mexican people and Chinese people, all kind of people. Y'all don't believe the hype. I shop at Walmart all the time. It's in the high crime areas where insurance is way too high. Is that why they're leaving? I know thievery is bad, but they treating this damn Safeway over here, girl, like it's occupied or something. All the police they got now, they got walls, and most of these businesses around here, they got plexiglass to get in, one way out, and all that kind of stuff. They had to address the issue, but that's business. If you see there's an issue, you got to solve the problem. Don't just run away like they're doing downtown. Downtown, they seem to be jumping ship. I should have a meet and greet. No, I'm not that social. I'll be sitting there, y'all break my heart because nobody show up. Every once in a while, somebody will show up on here that's from the Bay Area, but not that often. In this sector, of course, there's all kinds of sectors. What are your thoughts about Patti LaBelle messing up on Tina Turner's song BET? Old, Elaine. Y'all expect these people in their 70s and 80s to carry on like they did when they was in their 30s and 40s, child. It ain't gonna happen. Patti LaBelle has messed up on songs before. And she told him from the stage, you're blocking the teleprompter. I can't say it. I don't know another word. Well, I mean, how many songs does she has to remember for herself? Then I've seen her mess up on songs that are her songs. And a lot of times those women are ad-libbing in some of that music. It was loud, noisy. You don't know what the hell they're saying. But no, I wasn't that surprised. I was more embarrassed for her than anything else. I don't think she did that intentionally to try to disrespect Tina Turner. I heard some of Funky Dineva and them over there talking. Everybody talks, But no, it wasn't intentional. She don't want to embarrass herself. Hell, Tina's gone. She dead. It's not going to affect Tina at all. It affects her. It embarrassed her. So yeah, I'm sure she is embarrassed by it. By forgetting your words. The fact that she needed a teleprompter at all tells you that she couldn't remember the words. So all the music, right? So yeah, I wasn't all surprised, Elaine. If y'all pay attention to me, many times, honey, I'm mixing up words. I'm forgetting names. It's just natural. Y'all get a chance. Y'all will see. I'm 65. That woman, what is she? Almost 80? It just your memory goes, honey. She looked good though. An 80-year-old woman, she don't look that much different than she did back in the day. Tim, any special plans for the rest of the summer? I would definitely fly out for a meet and greet with you. Oh, isn't that nice? No, I don't do the meet and greet stuff. I don't hardly meet and greet people who live here. When I go out to lunch, I go out to lunch with my friends, but usually it's one or two is it. Usually one person I have lunch with, right? I don't do the crowds and all that kind of stuff. For Pride and all that, I didn't even leave the house. Gamage and I had something to eat over there after the parade was over. She's like 80 years old. Of course she's going to miss words, you know? If anything, I'm sure she gave hell to the people who set up the teleprompter. They set up the teleprompter where people could actually be in front of it. It was just an unfortunate situation. It's embarrassing. Yeah. There are lots of things that will embarrass you as you get older, honey. We don't know who's all wearing diapers and shit under their clothes. Hell. It's not for the faint of heart, honey. Patty Clark to throw her shoes at Patty. Y'all have to have loving kindness, honey. The woman that gave us music for 60 years. Mm-hmm. You call your mom up and see. You'll see she forgets words, honey. She forgets incidents. You got to remind her of stuff. Eventually, hell, most of us don't even remember our children's name. Eventually, I mean, 80, 90 years old. God said that's enough, honey. Mm-mm. Patty just turned 79. But yeah, 79 is 80. It's amazing she's still up there entertaining. I hope none of these ladies are men either, are actually out here because they need the money. That's my hope for them. If they want to still perform, they still have it in them. I can see that. Patty always seems to enjoy what she's doing. But I wouldn't want to see people up there 80, 90 years old just trying to survive when they know they should be retired at this point. Mm-hmm. You guess 80? Yeah, they have to be. Elaine said Jay Wilson should have sang on the BET Awards show. Girl. I got a master's degree in singing. Girl, couldn't you have, went in your basement and made a record by now? God damn. These kids, you ain't never made nothing, child. You say you're running all these choirs, you the head of the choir here and choir there, and you mass choirs and all this stuff. Girl, ain't nobody never heard of you. You ain't never made a record. You ain't nothing. God damn. If you're the captain of the industry, make a record, Nick. Put the needle on the record. Patty have cakes and pies in Walmart. She's doing great, finally. Okay. So that's still going, huh? Patty pies. She almost threw up on stage back in September. Oh my goodness. Yeah, she's 80 years old. They got to give her a break. I think the last time she was here, she missed words on songs. Mm-hmm. A lot of them miss words. You're just not paying that close attention, but they've just learned to ad lib past it. She couldn't see the teleprompter at all, and it was not her music. It's a nice song, though. I like the song. Tina Turner didn't really have a whole lot of songs either, but that was a good one. What's it called? I got Somebody Loves You, Baby in my mind. That's Patti LaBelle. What's that song she sang? Tina Turner song. It's You. Let me see. I forget it. It's a great song though. See, I forget things. I know the song. Oh, Patty's peach and apple cobblers are delicious. She's diabetic too. Are they sugar free? Anytime I have craving to go to Walmart, I'll pick up a Patty dessert. All right, so she got an industry going. At least her name's on it. Does she actually own any of the company, or is it just using her name? Charles Dodson. Yeah, I'm diabetic. I ain't supposed to have no sugar at all, and sometimes I can't resist. I have one of those little Safeway strawberry things in a cup, and I just bought a few minutes ago. I'll do that once or twice a week, maybe, but it does affect the blood sugar. So yesterday, Sunday, I went to church, and before I went into the service started, they were rehearsing. I went to Jack in the Box across the street, and I had breakfast, right? And then in the middle of the service, I couldn't keep my eyes open. I was like falling. I said, "But damn, service only an hour," and I've fallen asleep. So I was telling other people who have diabetes. They said, "No, that's just sugar, honey. What did you have for breakfast? Orange juice. Big no. You only drink orange juice in an emergency if your sugar is too low." I had orange juice. I had syrup on those little. They got little pancakes that's small, but I wasn't paying attention. I said, "Well, just a little bit, right?" But no, that's what it was. And then when I got home, I realized that, oh, I had one of my pill bottles on my desk. I haven't taken one of my diabetes pills, is what it is. So that was off too. The whole circumstance kind of thing. Good thing I didn't fall out. But my diabetes is pretty well controlled, as long as I just pay attention to sugar products, no sugar, high blood pressure, no salt. I got to stick to it though. You can get lazy. Like I bought that strawberry shortcake in there. Mm-hmm. I haven't seen any that's sugar free. Yeah, I go and ask the people all the time in the dessert places. You got anything sugar free? No, that's low. That's pretty low. But they're in the business of selling sweets, so there's not a lot around. I get sugar free cookies, but there's only like two out of all the ones they got in there. There's probably two that are sugar free, and fruit has got more sugar than anything, so you can't even have that really. Another pain. So for y'all, I think probably all of you are younger than me, but don't think that getting old is about, oh, I'm gonna have diabetes. That's one thing. No, honey. You might have diabetes, the high blood pressure, the gout, and all this other stuff, child. It's not a one thing, it's not a one-off. Bad knees, my ankles hurt, and all this kind of shit. What today, God? What you got for me? What do you got for me? What love got to do with it? Okay. Yeah, definitely not sugar-free. Patty and her son, Ziri, on the, oh, that's good. Zariah? Is that Zuriah? No, no A on it. So Zuriah on the company. So she's doing very well for it. Oh, that's good. Yeah, she probably just likes to she wants to keep singing. That's her career, honey. She loves singing. She falls out on the ground and rolls around in her good gowns and things, child. She really got into that music, child. Uh-huh. I used to like to watch her sing one of these mornings won't be very long. You look for me and I'll be gone. Said I'm going to a place I'll have nothing to do but just walk around heaven all day. Mm-hmm. Back in the day, it was a somewhere over the rainbow. I used to love to watch that woman perform. Fortunately, now we have YouTube. We can see all those performances. I still watch the same Luther video, I mean, multiple times a week. Who needs a record player, honey? CD player, anything. You just pull up YouTube, you can see it. The older ones don't have, of course, they didn't have all this video then. So if you want old music, usually they'll just show you that the cover. But you can pull up almost anything on here. Walk around heaven all day. Uh-huh. She could have sang that in tribute to Tina. Mm-hmm. She got her wings, baby. She looks fabulous, I thought. they're talking about this music thing. They'll talk about that for a day or two. Then they'll move on to the next thing, honey. I wouldn't worry about it. She needs to just turn her computer off for a couple of days and then let it go. Mm-hmm. Walk around heaven all day. What's the other one she had? Somebody loves you, baby. Whoa, whoa. Somebody loves you, baby. You know who it is. Mm-hmm. I used to have one I used to sing to my partner way back in the 80s. What was it? I said that I never let another lover break my heart, baby. I said I never would. But if you ask me to, I just might change my mind. Walk back in your life forever. If you ask me to, baby. Mm-hmm. How come they're not sugar-free if she's a diabetic? She had a problem with diabetes herself. She discovered on stage. Arthritis. Yeah, she talked too much. That might be my next issue, honey. I don't know. These legs hurt after I walk for a few blocks. I said, Lord, is it going to be arthritis? I got to get the doctor to tell me what the hell's going on. It could just be lack of exercise. I don't know. But my legs be killing me. Like when they said, are you going to the parade? Are you serious, child? Bad, this bad, and that. My bedside table looks like a CVS pharmacy. I understand, honey. I got so many different things. But you do what your doctor tells you. You know, just take the pills. I've had high blood pressure for years. I never had any symptoms of it. Just take the pills. You got a headache, take the pills. Make sure you took your pill. Hi, RJ Supreme. How you doing, brother? Your favorite Patty tune was Love, Need, and Want. Oh, I don't remember that one. Love, Need, and Want. Love, Need, and Want You. Mm-mm. All right, honey. That need, baby. Baby. Yeah, I used to watch back in the day her Shirley Caesar, and of course it was Michael Jackson and Stevie Wonder. Those are the ones who used to run the Grammys. The black people who used to run the Grammys. When Michael came along, of course, he dominated for a long time. But before Michael, there was Stevie Wonder. Songs in the Key of Life. It's a big one. New attitude. Know where she's going and she know what to do. She tied it up her point of view. She got a new attitude. I didn't like all that stuff. That's kind of disco-y, wasn't it? My Furby's up for you. But if you're in concert, you got to mix it in, you know, have a kind of catchy tune. Can't have ballad after ballad after ballad. So, like Aretha Franklin had she going riding on the freeway in a, oh Lord, in a pink Cadillac. But that was way into her career. It was a hit, but it was a hit. She was her career. I think she was like in her 60s. No, maybe in her 50s, late 50s. Oh, 06, every since then it's gone down here. Arthritis. Ugh. Pain all through your body. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not for the faint of heart. She talked too much. We got to just lean on God to get us through the day sometime. What is Elaine stirring up? Charles, go ahead and ask Tim. What you going to ask me? Elaine playing matchmaker? He want love and need me. Charles Dawson, you surprised us all because you're so handsome, you know, when we first saw you. So they thought I'll fall in love with you, child. Elaine, I can have nice looking friends without wanting to jump on them. New Attitude was in the movie Beverly Hills Cop. Oh yeah, I remember that. With the banana in the tailpipe, Eddie Murphy. I remember the instrumental on that. When you've been blessed, feels like heaven. Heaven. Wouldn't it be wonderful if you could really sing though? Y'all got to go ask Jay Wilson. Wait, Jay Wilson, it's a blessing to be able to sing, honey. Don't you want to cut a record? Put the needle on the record. You said you're a singer. You got a master's degree, you said. So you got more musical education than Patti LaBelle and Aretha Franklin and all of them put together, honey. You got more education and you can't sing a song? Jay Wilson, yeah, you know I like you, right? I got to tell you honestly, Jay Wilson, you sing just a little bit better than me. And I can't sing at all, right? Take that to heart, girl. That's why there's no record, honey. Ain't no record company coming to see your ass, child. Even when you were directing the choir's the one that sang, honey. All you do is do like this. And try to look at the audience so they can see your face, girl. Anybody can sing when you have 14 voices behind you. Shit. What's she talking about today? I gotta read Jay Wilson today. I don't think so. She didn't like it too much. Well, I talked about her lady parts. She didn't like that. Somebody said, "Who's that?" Sir King. He said he's gonna take that latest picture of him that Deanna posted and put a woman's face on it because the body appears to be a woman's body. The breasts, the tits are hanging down. And I don't know why he chose that kind of blouse, but it shows all the details of his breasts and the fact that he has no crotch area at all, nothing there. If you put a woman's face on there, it looks like it would be a woman's body. And then I think today I peeked in there and he had another what he calls camera slips. We don't know if these things are intentional or not. Just get somebody to say his name. But that belly is back. I'm sorry, honey. That belly looked like my belly. He already talking about my hard belly, which is an HIV read, right? But that damn thing was just sitting on his lap, girl, like it never went away. And then his face is getting round again, right? Remember, I accused him of having fillers in his face because he had that Joan Crawford look for a while, but now the face is getting fat again. The arms it's not fat with muscle, like you've been actually working out or doing something at a gym. It's just like fat, squishy, right? So I think they're weighted back on his ass, right? He can't seem to get through a video without eating or drinking something. You hear the crunching in the background. I said, girl, you're not capable of getting through a video, but you stretch them out for 2 hours. But you have to eat in that amount of time. Jay Wilson, you're eating again and you're drinking again. You're telling us everything's, oh, I'm just drinking this sugar-free soda. Oh, this is sugar-free. Oh, this is sugar. Why you have to have so much of it, girl? Right? If y'all see the video he posted today, you can see when he drops the camera down, you can see that huge belly. Ooh. Jay Wilson sounds like any male chorus singer in the Baptist. Honey, we have people in our choir that can't even sing, right? It don't take all that much to be a background singer. If you got all these voices behind you, child. And many times, I'm sure that the music director just say, cut the mic, girl. There's nothing spectacular about that child. He's mimicking, just like a parakeet mimics other voices, child. Mimicking something he can't sing. So why call yourself a singer if you can't sing, honey? God might have installed a gift in there. Most people have some kind of gift, something they do better than other things, girl. But you never found out what it was because you're going to tell God what you're going to be. You a preacher. God say no. You a singer. God say no. There's no significant advancement there. You are, what else are you? You a businessman? God say no, Jay Wilson. You never found your niche, right? And you think YouTube is it. Because you're a very silly, shallow type of content creator. There's nothing there. There's no creativity there. So as far as you ever gonna make it is beef sector. Until people get sick of listening to you saying the same thing over and over again. I mean, it's gonna happen to all of us, but you in particular. He's the choir director. He's everything. Charles Dodson, when you weren't coming around for a minute, he announced that he is a travel agent as well. He's a travel agent with one client, and that's only those ride or dies or ride or lies. They are the only client. But he said that's what he didn't tell them that he was a travel agent before he got their money. When they made the deposit, then he started announcing that he's a travel agent. No other clients, right? Before that, he was a few months before that, he was a chaplain. No job, lied about stuff. He got this great job, $100 and something thousand a year, all this bullshit. And we hear the lady on the phone. He didn't work here. That's just an agency we use. He's probably not even accredited, child. What was he before that? It was one after another, child. So he only keeps telling. Anytime a grown ass man in their 50s could only tell you about they worked in their on the airline in their 20s, child. And we see that he's got 5 or 6 jobs since he's been on here, right? So he ain't telling you all the janitorial work he does after work and all the stuff he does, trying to stay in his house, trying to pretend that he's a middle class man, yet he ain't got no middle class career. He don't. Nickel and dime hustler. I'm sure you must be tired, honey. He made 4 videos yesterday. I think 5 the day before that, 4 the day before. Girl, 16 videos in 2 days. Then you come out, they don't like working. And they don't. What are you calling work, Jay Wilson? Pull up from somebody's house, bring them a hamburger. That's all this work you're doing, girl. Pitiful. If it were me, I'd keep all that talk about these degrees to myself. I wouldn't even tell nobody. I'd be too embarrassed. I said, well, what do you do? Little this, little that. I go on YouTube and scream and holler like some damn fool in that car, child. Now she trying to cash in on the time to pick up the customers. He makes videos in between that time, driving from this location to that location. He can fit one in, child. Lord have mercy. Charles Dodson, I know you can give testimony. Ain't nothing like that paycheck, baby. That paycheck, Jay Wilson, guess what you need to be getting. You would think after 5 degrees, you'll be able to get one, honey. Mm-hmm. He wants to be a church woman, low key. Jay Wilson, you a church woman? Uh-huh. They wouldn't let him do nothing in the church, child. You're too shallow. And that's what kills me sometimes about these people who claim to be preachers. Your child, how hard is it to read a passage? I mean, usually they read 2 or 3 words. Many of them will have somebody in the audience. They will read the scripture, right? And then you talk for 10 minutes, right? And then you start hollering, screaming. Girl, that ain't no... Girl, Jay Wilson, if you have not learned the lesson of the prodigal son by now, if you don't know it by now, you will never, never, never get it. Ooh, we all got our own funny moves. Child, at some point you ought to know it, Jay Wilson. You ought to know the lessons, honey. Jay Wilson and Andrew together. Who was that? Andrew Caldwell? Now he could post. We don't know that Mark is not like an Andrew Caldwell. We only heard a few words from him before he shut him down again, right? But Mark could be on the cusp of being mentally ill, mentally retarded, honey. We don't know that he talks. He might be one of those people who just sit up and listen to Jay Wilson talk, drink and listen. We don't know what kind of. A lot of times these people will hang a husband suit on somebody, honey. They're so desperate to have somebody to talk to, right? Someone to hold on to. But you don't know what the actual husband is. Does the motherfucker even speak? She ain't talking about him. My guess is that Mark has checked his punk ass again and told him to stop going online, mentioning my name and telling people that I'm gonna marry you. I ain't saying about no marrying you, Jay Wilson. And why are you have people doxing my house? I mean, just a couple months ago, his place of employment showed up on YouTube. So I'm sure he has checked him more than once. Leave me out of it, Jay Wilson. I get a paycheck, bruh. Taking them to the amusement park. Sunday, they said they're going to the amusement park. Girl, I do not trust no niggas always hanging around in kiddie events. I don't trust you. They call it arrested development. He ain't got no, I saw as far as I can tell, he don't have no interest in children, but he does tend to have a childish type of element to his persona, right? He still wants to get on rides, wee, all that old shit. Girl, that's arrested development, Miss Thing. There's a part of you that's still a child. Is it possible that Mark is on the spectrum? I think there's a very good chance. I do. I mean, I don't know how somebody else could sit up there with Jay Wilson this long. If he even is with him. We're taking a lot. We're assuming a lot when we think them two are still together, honey. Right? Many times, your people you have had sex with way back in the day, honey, are still your friends. We don't know what the condition of their relationship is. We know Jay Wilson came on here talking about they trying to select a ring. And then apparently this got back to Mark, and we ain't heard a peep about Mark since then. Where you were on the cusp of getting married, and you wanted the interaction from the YouTube here. What happened? Shouldn't it have progressed more than that? What's it been, 3-4 years now? Right? Not a peep. So I think that boy didn't check him. If he's even capable of checking somebody. I don't know. Marky's a sugar baby. All right, honey. Maybe that's why he got to work all these goddamn videos. Thanks. I see he ain't begging for the Cash App no more. Them people finally woke up. Woke up this morning, got myself a gun. Y'all remember that? Mama always told me I was chosen one. She said that. Sopranos. I'm thinking about renting The Sopranos again, although it'd probably be easier just to sign up for HBO, and you can watch that one and a couple hundred others. But I watched it so many times that I know every word that comes out of each character's mouth. I did win a little sample set, see if I can get back into it. I really miss Olivia, though. I just love the Olivia character. Remember the lady gonna murder her son, have her son killed for putting her in the nursing home? I love that show, honey. It was all a dream. Mark is probably a sugar baby, okay? Oh, you're Rico the Brat? Is that your name? Oh, I hear your name all the time. Okay, Rico the Brat. Yeah, he ain't saying his name no more, child. So what, it's going to be a surprise wedding? If you were picking out rings, you want us to see the rings, child? What happened, Jay Wilson? I suggested that, he going to try to marry Mark on the boat. Usually the captain of a ship can marry somebody, right? And since gay marriage is legal, they are a business. It could be arranged. He said, "Oh no, we ain't gonna marry on the boat. We ain't gonna marry on the boat. No video on the boat." Girl, Miss Tracy, you better cash in on that bullshit, child. Film everything. We want to see thighs, legs, titties. We won't see it all. He said he gonna come out and make appearances on the boat. He said he already got the money, so he gonna come out. I'll say hello. Okay, I'm going back to my room. Lord have mercy. I know if I went over there today, I would get content. It's so easy. Everything you say is a lie or something stupid, honey. But I said, no, let me give that a break. I sang Christopher. Only on the Love Boat. On the Love Boat, surely exciting for everyone. The Love Boat. Yeah, I think captains can marry you. If they don't want to be bothered with your little, you ain't gonna pay him nothing. So if he sell it now, but that's a surprise. That's the surprise, honey. So how the hell is this a surprise to me? I don't give a fuck if you ever get married again in life, nigga. 50 years old, just getting a boyfriend. Jay Wilson, if that man cared anything about your ass, he would long to hear your voice, right? He couldn't make it through a day. I know what love is like, honey. He couldn't make it through a day without hearing your voice. There's no way in hell he gonna be with you and love with you for 4 years and y'all not living together, right? It ain't like you need the approval of the church. You ain't never gonna get it. So what you waiting on, honey? What love got to do with it? That's what I'm trying to say. You would have been living together. You couldn't stay away from each other, child, if there was any love involved. How the hell you gonna announce that you in love with somebody 2 weeks after you meet them? And you don't live together, nothing. You just go to the amusement park every couple of weeks. Girl, that's barely even a date. Getting on ride, peeing on yourself. Anyway, people, I done run my mouth enough. So as far as the lady, don't let them people use you and put you in the news every day. Like you got some big story and all that. And then you don't win the case. The people have a chance of filing a suit against you for killing somebody. Your child could be harassed at wherever school or neighborhood he's in. It could be a lot of unnecessary attention on your family. For what? For a bunch of lawyers to get rich and to milk you for publicity. All right, you guys. Y'all have a good Tuesday evening. I'm off to the dentist tomorrow, so I don't know if I'll make it on here or not. We'll see. Later.